again. While we're all talking about Ukrainian refugees, the unstoppable tide of refugees and asylum seekers making their way across the English Channel is once again picking up. Curiously enough, few of these people appear to be trying to escape from the institutionally racist and hate-filled country which is Britain. Instead, they're all heading in this direction, apparently prepared to endure the dreadful racism which they're likely to encounter here. This is odd. The day before yesterday, the UK Border Force intercepted 405 illegal immigrants trying to enter the country and sent lifeboats out to pick them up and bring them safely ashore. That same day, the French authorities caught another 538 who were attempting to cross the Channel and returned them to the beach near Calais so they can try again tomorrow. Does anybody watching this remember all those marvellous promises made by Home Secretary Priti Patel about the use of the armed forces to protect our borders from this kind of intrusion? Whatever happened to that idea, do you suppose? Like the Prime Minister, Patel must regard the war in Ukraine as a blessing sent from heaven, because she is suddenly being called upon to do just what she does best, which is letting loads of foreigners into the country. It must make a pleasant change for her. Normally people are moaning about how useless she is at keeping out refugees and asylum seekers, but for the last week MPs and newspapers have all been complaining that she's not letting enough of them in. Even the Daily Mail, the scourge of useless and idiotic Home Secretaries, and always ready to draw attention to refugees slipping into Britain, is now clamouring for Patel to let more come here and to ease restrictions. This is indeed finding Saul among the prophets. Most of those crossing the Channel are, of course, villainous-looking young men from either the Middle East or Africa, whereas a lot of the refugees from Ukraine are expected to be fair-haired white women and children, which might, I suppose, account for some of this change of heart. Let's not forget too that roughly 3,000 Chinese people a week are now arriving from Hong Kong, because the British government, for reasons at which we can only guess, granted millions of people in Hong Kong the right to come and live in Britain if they want. In the description to this video I give links to articles about this and the illegal immigrants crossing the Channel. For those who think that I am an uncaring wretch, I suggest we do a simple sum. Last year, almost 30,000 illegal immigrants arrived in England by crossing the Channel. Numbers are going up dramatically so far this year, and it's likely that at least double that number will make it in 2022. That would be about 60,000. Something like 3,000 people a week are coming here from Hong Kong as well. That makes a total from those two sources of over 200,000 more people who will come to Britain this year, and all will need houses, doctors, school places and so on. Now it is seriously being suggested that we could also accommodate a couple of 100,000 refugees from Ukraine. If that happened, it would increase the population of this country by getting on for 500,000 people in 1 year. I wonder if anybody in the real world has bothered to think through the implications of such vast numbers. This is the single most urgent problem facing this country today, and far from trying to get a grip on it, all that people like Priti Patel do is hunt around for ways to make the problem 10 times worse. We are talking here about roughly the population of the city of Coventry landing here in just a year. Does anybody really think there'll be enough empty hotels or people offering spare rooms to accommodate such a number? What was it we were worrying about last year? Overwhelming the NHS, wasn't it? I wonder what people think the effect will be of all those almost 500,000 people coming here this year. More research needed on that, I think.